Hello everybody, this is John Panarese of Mac for the Blind, and I'm going to do a quick demonstration of how to make it possible so that you have VoiceOver come up speaking in the login window for your Mac. Now, a lot of times with new users who set up their Mac, or even people who've had Macs for a while, they always have it configured so that when they turn the system on or they reboot, it always starts off in the login window. And that's where you have to, type your password or choose your username and type your password if it's a multiple user situation. And one of the questions I always get is from people is, well, that's fine, but how do I get VoiceOver to speak in that login window to make it easy for myself? It's not always obvious or clear that you could do Command F5 to turn on VoiceOver. So I'm going to do a little demonstration here and show you exactly how you can make it possible to have VoiceOver speak in the login window automatically. And this is done through System Preferences. System Preferences in the Mac world is how you can configure your Mac. A lot of different options. If you're coming over from Windows, it's like the Windows Control Panel or the Device Manager. So you'll be going into System Preferences to check things like printers and turning on dictation and speech, time machine, security and privacy. There's all kinds of different preferences that you'll be having to at some point go in there and configure in one way or another. So we're going to show you how to do that for turning on VoiceOver in the login window. So there's three ways to get to System Preferences. The System Preferences is an application, so I'm going to go over to Finder here, and I'm going to open the Applications folder with the Finder shortcut Command-Shift-A.
Applications window.
So if I type SY,
System Preferences.app application.
System Preferences is there. It's one of your applications. Another way you can do it is go to the menu bar with VOM.
Menu bar, Apple.
And if we go down the Apple menu, which is where you always start off when you go to the menu, for those veteran Mac users, you probably know this.
Apple, about this Mac, System Preferences, ellipsis.
And there's System Preferences, the third item down in the Apple menu. The last way,
Browser.
which is probably the easiest way too, is to do a VOD to go to the dock.
System Preferences.
And it's on your dock. If you don't end up there right away, you could just type SY and go to it. So if I go to
Finder, open.
Start off on Finder on my dock, and I just type SY.
System Preferences.
I go right there on the dock. So I'm going to open it from here.
Press System Preferences window, toolbar.
So we start off on the toolbar, so I'm going to VO right arrow.
Preference panes, scroll area.
And I'm going to interact with the scroll area.
Interact with preference panes, scroll, desktop.
And I'm going to type
Users and groups button.
Users and groups. This is where the magic is done, so to speak. So we're going to press
Users and groups window, toolbar.
Space to activate that.
Users, groups, and login options.
So
list one item selected.
We have users,
John
groups,
Panarese,
and
current
login options. So we interact here.
Interact with users,
and
groups, and login options. List other user, guest user, login options, group.
To login options group. We stop interacting.
Stop interacting with users, groups, and login options.
Options that have to do with the login window. So you can configure the login window if you're an administrator and you're working with a college or a university or a business where you have to make the login window appear with certain
automatic
things.
Login. John Panarese. Automatic login.
Display
login window as.
Display login
list
window
of users.
List
Dim
of
selected.
users.
Radio button. 1 of 2. Name and password. Dimmed. Radio.
Name and password.
Show the sleep. Restart.
Show the sleep. Start. Restart. Option.
Show input menu and login window.
Show the input menu.
Show password hints. Dim unchecked.
Password hints.
Show fast user switching.
Fast user switching.
Full name. Pop-up
Full
button.
name.
Use VoiceOver in the login window. Dim checked. Checkbox.
There it is. Use VoiceOver in the login window. And now it says dim checked checkbox. Dimmed means it is not currently available to be changed. Now mine is already set because I've been using my system for a long time. But let's say theoretically this is brand new and you don't have that checkbox set. So you need to remember that some preferences need to be unlocked because they would impact all users. System preferences that only affect you as the user can be freely changed, but users and groups Users and groups affect everybody. So we
Network
need to
account
go
subjoin.
over
Add
to
user or group. Delete. Master dimmed. Click the lock to make change.
click the lock to make changes. So you're going to have to do that, and then you're going to have to put in your password for your system.
System preferences.
And the system gets unlocked. And
Click
if we
it. Click.
go back
Dimmed.
to
Master. Delete. Add use. Join. Network. Use VoiceOver in the login window. Checked. Checkbox.
So now that is not dimmed anymore, so you could freely make that change. And you don't have to save anything. Once you check that box, you could simply close System Preferences with Command Q,
Finder.
and you're good to go. So that's how you could get VoiceOver to run in the login window. If you would like to learn about system preferences, I do have an audio tutorial that covers the system preferences subject and shows you some of the major preferences, other preferences that you can manipulate. Please visit www.macfortheblind.com, macfortheblind.com. And you will see that I have several Mac tutorials as well as iOS tutorials too. So you can take your pick.
Screen.
So I thank you very much for watching this demonstration, and I hope that it was helpful.